Okay, let's have a look at procedural splines. Now, if I click on the button up here for the splines, we can take a look and we can see all these, the arc, circle, helix, star, rectangle, inside. These are all procedural splines. It's sort of the same idea as our primitives that we have up here, but on the spline side. So like the primitive objects, these splines are merely graphical representations of mathematical formulas, and you can control those attributes in the attribute manager. So let's just put a few of these in the scene and take a look at them. So I'm going to put an arc in the scene, and I can come over here and change my arc type. I can control the radius, start angle, end angle, what plane it's going to lie on. We can reverse the point order of the spline by clicking the reverse button here. And the intermediate points is going to control how the spline is further subdivided. Let's get rid of that. Let's take a look at helix. Again, we can change the plane that it sits on. Start radius. Start angle. End radius. And end angle. Radial bias. The height bias. And again, the subdivision, plane, reverse, these are all the same. Come over here and grab a text object. There we go. And we can come in here and change our text. We can control the font that we're going to use, the height of the text, horizontal spacing, vertical spacing. That would only work if we had 2 lines of text. These are vertical spacing. Now, as we've already talked about, these splines do not render, meaning if I click here, there's nothing there. They require something like a NURBS object in order to generate any depth. So if I put this underneath the extrude NURBS, then we actually have some depth there, some 3D geometry. But we'll get to that. Go ahead and delete that. Let's continue looking at the splines. We have a star, inner radius, outer radius, twist, kind of cool. How many points that we have? Go ahead and delete that. Let's take a look at the cogwheel. This is a cool one. Control how many teeth we have. Inner radius, middle radius, the bevel. Go ahead and delete that. And let's look at the flower. Inner radius, outer radius. And the rest of these you already know. So your parametric spline objects can be very powerful and a great place to start when you're modeling.